And there you have it. What a fantastic beef and bean chili. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing a beef and bean chili. We're using lean beef. Contrary to popular belief, lean beef benefits from slow cooking or cooking for a long time. It's not a fatty meat, so if you try and cook it quickly, it goes tough. But it's absolutely fantastic for chili or anything slow cooked. So we're making a chili. I've already started cubing, but basically we've got our lean beef and we are cutting it into about 1 centimeter or 1.5 centimeter cubes. That's all we're doing, and chucking it in there. So there you go. That's a nice straightforward one. Now the beans today I'm using straight from a can for convenience. I've got red kidney beans and I'm going to use butter beans towards the end just to put a little bit of something else in. There's our cubed meat, nice and straightforward that. One side. We've got a carrot, onion, a green pepper. I have a couple of jalapenos and I've got some garlic. So we'll mince the garlic first, actually, just to get rid of it here. Nice and straightforward. Give it a smash, give it a mince, as big or small as you like. It doesn't really matter for the garlic. It's going to be cooked for an hour. About an hour's cooking, so this is going to be mushed up anyway. So there you go. Carrot, just cube up your carrot. We want a bowl. Let's just empty this lot out. That in there. We've got a green pepper, a capsicum or a bell pepper, whatever you know it by. And we want some cubed. Again, we're not going to make it complicated. Cube it up roughly the same size as we're doing for everything else. Now I've got a couple of jalapenos here. You can slice across or you can take all the seeds out. I'm going to take the seeds out because I don't want them sticking in my teeth. It's entirely up to you. Oh, there's only 3 seeds in there and 4 in this one. No worries. We'll just take that little membrane out. It's going to be bitter. Again, just dice. As big as small as you like. Again. And I'm going to throw that in with the green pepper, the capsicum. Onion, again, we want to dice on the onion. It doesn't matter how big you dice it or how small. It's a nice steady cook. Okay, flame on, a little bit of oil in there, your meat. Season, pepper, salt, bit of colour all the way around if you can. Lean beef, but there's some water coming out of there, look. So we're just basically going to cook off the water before we can actually brown the beef, but not to worry. Okay, that's what it is, that's what we do. Okay, the water's gone and now we can start to fry off the beef. That is absolutely ridiculous. Some big profit there, I reckon. Okay, a little bit of colour on, a little bit of browning on there if we can. Yeah, we're getting a nice little bit of colour on there now, look. That's what we're after. That's caramelising our flavour on there as well, you know. That's going to give us a nice intense beef flavour. Looking good to me. In there with your onion. Give it a minute in there. Just put a little bit of tinge on that onion if you can as well. That's all fantastic flavour inside the chilli. Okay, clear yourself a space. In there, garlic. Just use the oil in there. Look, a little bit of cooking on there, about 30 seconds, that's all. Bring it in. In there, your carrot. In there, our bell pepper and jalapeno. Okay, just clear that space there, look. Drain some of your oil into the middle there like that. It'll come in. Okay. Start to put in your spices. That's chili powder. Cumin. Smoked paprika. A little bit of black pepper. Some salt. Give that a little stir around. Use the oil that's in that pan. Bring it in. Coat everything up. I have a tin of tomatoes, so we're going in there with the juice. That's going to loosen everything up in the bottom. And then we're going to add our tomato. Now I'm using whole tomatoes, as always. And I'm chopping with a pair of scissors in the can. That just stops the mess from going everywhere. In there, and then just finish it off. Now it doesn't matter if you don't have small bits of tomato. It's a chili. Stir it all in. That's loosened everything off the bottom. That looks fabulous actually. Right, I want to go in there with some oregano. I want some tomato paste, a couple of tablespoons actually. Nice bring in on that tomato paste. Get that in there. Fabulous. Now, beef broth. This beef broth is made straight out of granules. Stir in. That is looking superb. In there, red kidney beans. Now, red kidney beans take a little bit longer to cook than these butter beans. So we're going to start these off in here now. We want to cook them, we want them soft. Okay, bring up to a simmer. And then we're going to stick a lid on and we'll let it cook for about an hour. So, stick a lid on. Doesn't have to be fully covered, but just get your lid on there. Simmer for about 1 hour. Okay, we've got about, I've had about 70 minutes actually of cooking. So we just need to be checking our beef. Now what we wanted it to do, we want to have texture, but we want to have the fork go in. Like that. Okay? The fork goes in, not a problem. Okay, but it's still got some texture. It's not all completely mush. We don't want mush. In there, our butter beans. Now, like I said right from the start, that's optional. Just put a little bit of something else in there. You know, we got those kidney beans in there and our pepper. That puts a little bit of something else in and just changes it a little bit. In there, ground coriander. In there, coriander or cilantro. Give that a stir through. Now for the people that don't like coriander, cilantro, you know, you can put parsley in. Or Just don't put anything in, to be honest. Just leave it as is. Okay, here comes a secret ingredient which I recommend. Cocoa powder, about a teaspoon in there. And it is just a teaspoon of brown sugar. So we've got that in there, so let's stir that in. And we're going to give that about 10 minutes for all those flavours to play together and come together. And we've got a fantastic beef and bean chilli. Oh, we've got a lovely chilli there, look at that. Okay, we're ready to serve. Let's serve it up. Rice, if you're having rice, in there. Our beef and bean chilli. Come on now, you have to be elevating this. Nacho chips, give them a crunch up in your hand and on there. You know, and put a few of those in there. A nice blob of sour cream on there. And don't forget, these are all optional toppings on there. Cheese of choice, that's a little bit of cheddar, a little bit of green onion. And you could do coriander, cilantro, entirely up to you. And there you have it. What a fantastic beef and bean chilli. Oh, there we have it. Look at that, there's our beef in there. Oh, good beef chunks. Look at this. How tender is that? That is sensational. Oh yeah. And that is fabulous. Through to our sauce. Okay, we got beans, we got beef, we got the green pepper, we got all the lot there, look. That beef is ridiculously tender. It's got a little bit of chew to it. It's not mush. It's fantastic. Chili wise, chili is absolutely delicious. You can taste all the spice in there, the cumin, etc. However, it's not spicy enough for me. I could probably put more chili in there. But there you go. That is delicious. And that little bit of crunch on there from those nachos with the sour cream, the cheese, come on, that elevates it right there. That makes it a bit posh. And obviously I've served it with rice. You can serve it with what you like. Jacket potato, rice, tortillas, anything. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Fantastic flavour all the way through there. There you go, there's an easy one. You know, it's a case of brown off the meat, chuck it all in the pan, stir it a couple of times, serve it up. The toppings actually turn it into a nice restaurant quality type meal from a beef and bean chili. You know, the nachos, the cheese, the sour cream, the little bit of onion, takes it to another level. There you go. If you like what we're doing, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make this. A beef and bean chili. So easy, so quick. Well, not quick. It's taken about 75 minutes to cook that, but it's easy. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video. Oh, bit of cheesiness there, look. I've got a stringy cheesiness going on here. Now, the thing is, you can make it even more stringy. You could put that pan full of stuff under the grill or in a tray in the oven, melt some cheese on, and crush up some nachos and cheese as a topping. Serve it up, a delicious bake. There you go.